Welcome to 108 Gate. We are doing a bonus reading. So the previous reading to this felt quite heavy and detailed, so in response to that I felt like we'd go in a bit deeper just to have a look. And I know some of you prefer longer readings, so this is for you. Here we go. Self-acceptance. Take a few moments, take a few seconds rather, to have a think about where are you as far as self-acceptance goes. How do you perceive your level of self-acceptance? Do you feel like you could be more confident? Could you be more loving towards yourself? Do you feel like you're doing a pretty good job? Just evaluating that, just so you can get a gauge of emotionally, truthfully, where are you in that space of accepting yourself? Are there aspects that you've never accepted and don't think you ever will be able to accept? It's all there. Sometimes we just need to give it a bit of attention and actually integrate the pain, or integrate the aspect that we need to accept of ourselves. Why we don't accept ourselves can be due to other people's influences, other people's input, other people's I don't know, lots of things. It could be bullying, it could be past life stuff, it could be ancestral stuff. You're the one who's going to decide this. This is going into a space where it's definitely going to be possibly a long reading. Anyway, longevity, plan for and take the dedicated path. Strength. So what I'm getting from this is basically the self-acceptance, where it needs to be strengthened. It's not a, oh, it doesn't matter, I don't need to do that. It's a matter of, why haven't you done that? And you need to do that because it's aspect of yourself. So for you to go wholesome, in a wholesome direction, in a full-hearted direction, in a way that's self-actualizing, all of those parts of yourself that you're not able to accept or you don't accept need to start being accepted. You need to accept that you're not accepting it first. I know that sounds a bit strange, but if you're in denial about not accepting it, then that is part of it. So I can clearly straight away say my accent is something that I've had difficulty accepting for a long time, and I know where it's come from, I know why it's there, and there's certain times I am able to accept it, and there's certain times where I feel I still need to work on accepting it more. It was something that stopped me from doing YouTube channel for a long time, so, and it stopped me from doing other things too. So in gradually accepting it more and more, so accepting aspects of yourself that you weren't able to accept, what is that going to enable you to do? What is that going to bring forth? If you be brave, use your strength to go into these and think about the long term. Some of these aspects that you're not able to accept about yourself may start being highlighted, and they might start, if you allow yourself to, you may start seeing solutions to this. You may see ways of overcoming the lack of self-acceptance, the spaces where you can't accept yourself, or someone else didn't accept this particular thing or things about you, therefore you have taken it on to therefore not accept it of yourself either. So it could be that you've just literally not even consciously taken on this disapproval of yourself, and it just kind of lingers. Well, it's time to accept that you have possibly got some aspects or areas that you don't accept about yourself, so that you can better learn to accept and love yourself on a deeper level. So there was a reading in the if you go through the playlist, you'll see it about love, like true love, really accepting true love. If you can't accept yourself, how are you supposed to truly love yourself? And I don't mean in increments, I mean consistently love yourself, regardless of what's going on, regardless of other people's opinion of you. You genuinely, sincerely loving yourself fully and wholeheartedly Right, so as you do this, I don't know why that giggle kind of thing came out. You are going to possibly illuminate aspects of yourself which you want to accept. You've always wanted to accept, but you just didn't know how. As you do this, it's going to start bringing forward some shadows. Oh, there you go. Clarity coming in. It's going to bring in some aspects of where you've been allowing others to disconnect you from yourself, allowing others to delude you about who you really are. So what I mean by that is you've wanted to do something, somebody makes a comment on you can't do that because of A, B or C. People like you don't do that. You would be better at A, B, C or this, that and the other. Either way, they veered you off path. They veered you away from your calling, away from yourself, away from your authentic self, away from accepting yourself. And in doing that, they've kind of, it's like the lack of self-acceptance is hidden because it's under the guise of someone else not accepting you about this. So therefore, on the surface level, on the conscious level, you said, well, I do actually accept this about myself. But on some level, if you're seeking approval, not now necessarily, but in the past, you sought approval from someone else, you sought acceptance from someone else, there could be lingering bits of where that's knotted, where it's tied together, and therefore that needs to be dealt with. It needs to be processed. It needs to be you need to do the work just to. This one doesn't feel that difficult because once you well, I say that and then we go into these kind of rabbit holes and then we end up with all sorts coming up and out, but it doesn't seem difficult if you are willing to do the work, because the power you're going to get from this, the clarity you're going to get from this, it's going to fuel further self-development. It's going to fuel further self-acceptance and self-love and self-care and self-respect, which can only be a good thing. So let's let's get a feminine card around this. 7 minutes in, it's not too bad. I don't really watch the time, but for some reason I'm feeling there's something about time here, how much time you feel like you've wasted. I don't have the time to do this, I don't have the time to do that, this is taking too long. There's some kind of elasticity around time. So it could be possible that you're going to be, for those of you who do time jumping or timeline jumping, working with the quantum fields and then doing some time bending, however you work with time, I don't know, there's some elasticity around it. It may be that you may be able to catch up on yourself, you may be able to catch up with yourself, if that makes sense. 8 of coins, doing the work, putting the work in. Like I was just saying, as long as you're putting the work in, you're getting the results. You're going to be propelling yourself forward. You're going to be motivating yourself from seeing the results. You're going to motivate yourself from detaching more so from other people's opinion of you. There you go, wheel. And more so focused on where you are standing with yourself, on where you are feeling connected with yourself. Let that strengthen, let that strengthen, let yourself be strengthened in trusting where you're going, trusting why you're doing it. And I don't mean why you're doing it as in you need to know the intricate nitty gritty of this is why I'm doing this, because blah 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 blah, I need this kind of outcome. I mean simply, literally, to accept myself, I need to do this, I need to address this, and that's it. Let that carry you forward. Let that bring forward the next steps. Let that illuminate how you can accept yourself on a deeper level. Not to complicate this, because it's already complicated enough with other people's. Oh wow, look at this. There's loads and loads of energies that have been lining up perfectly, especially in the last week or so. If you haven't already and you're new to the channel, check out some of the past daily readings, because they're not time bound necessarily. They're literally, when you're drawn to it, you can go and utilize it as many times as you want. the lining up of this is as if the masculine and the feminine energies within yourself, your animus, your yin, your yang, is lining up, is harmonizing, is coming to a hearty, healthy fruition, is coming to a fusion that's meant for your well-being, meant for your good, better intention and good well-being and good intentions. There's lots of energies running around right now, so floating around, swirling around, so I can feel my voice changing, and the speed of the energy going through right now is increasing substantially. So with the wheel is turning. You build practically on in your masculine energy, you build emotionally in your feminine energy. You become a machine of elegance and grace and efficiency, effectiveness, on the point, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, connected with what you're supposed to be doing, more in alignment with your purpose. And we've got the Six of Cups. I'm gonna cry in a minute. Those of you who've been with me for a while know that when I see the Six of Cups, a lot of the time it comes in as an energy of equality. So there's three of those and there's three of those. It's that balancing out of things that were out of balance. You can't get, like, seriously, you're building now. Not only are you experiencing, but you're building with the harmony of the masculine and the feminine within, in harmony, and building from that space. With the wheel now becoming more efficient, effective, keep going in that direction. Do not allow anyone to trip you up or pull you away from this. Instead, focus on your self-acceptance, focus on your self-acceptance, to keep it simple and to keep it precise. And when you feel like you're veering off track, always go back to self-acceptance. What am I supposed to be working on now? Self-acceptance. Am I accepting myself? Yes or no? Accept that you may not be accepting yourself at all times. It's okay. Forgive yourself, have some compassion, and then move forward with that. How can I accept myself? How can I support myself to better accept myself? And then the equality that's coming in from that, because as you accept yourself, you're going to let go of those things that led you to disapprove of yourself, that led you to feel disappointed in yourself. You're achieving something, and you feel some gratification, you feel some sense of healthy pride, and someone comes along and then says something like, for example, is that it? Isn't that like you're supposed to be focusing on something else, when they're not actually talking in alignment with yourself? They're talking in alignment with their expectation of you, and therefore your expectation of yourself is shattered. Your work feels like it's just been worth nothing. So now, to have masculine and feminine Eight of Coins harmonized in the same point, like this, with the Wheel of Fortune, with the Six of Cups, emotional well-being, emotional equality coming in. This is fabulous. This is fantastic. And now I can feel so deeply why I was drawn to do a bonus reading. So then you've got the Five of Swords next to this one. Don't be surprised if they come at you with all these snarky comments, or behind your back, or this, that and the other, belittling, all that stuff. Let it float away, let it go, let it pass over you, let it be heard, be acknowledged, let it inform you of, like, when in the past have I let this similar or same energy, this similar or same person, this similar or same comment pull me down. Well, you know what, this time I'm building myself up. I'm building myself up because I am learning to accept myself, because I do accept myself. And where I don't accept myself, I acknowledge that, I appreciate that, and I'm changing it to make sure that I do accept this aspect of myself, integrating it, bringing it to the forefront, and creating another strength within myself, making it part of my long-term plan, and therefore utilising even more of what I have for myself, what I have to offer, what I have to be. This is a fantastic energy. And again, The speaker is right by my thing. I'm trying to play with a new volume and recording audio device thing, so I'm trying not to scream with joy. But 6 of Cups and 6 of Cups. You've got the wheel, you've got the clarity of the sword. You're going to have those things coming at you. Get your defences up. Learn what your defences are. How do you best defend yourself? How do you best protect yourself? Work on it, strengthen it. Get those muscles of quick comments, of silence. If it is something that you, if you kind of get pulled into an argument and then you start shouting or whatever it is, or you get pulled into an argument and you get emotional and then you break yourself down, whatever it is, identify it, work on it and strengthen it to work in your favour. If you have to do certain things for you to change that, what do you have to do and change it? Allowing yourself to know you are able to change it, you are able to build from a higher and healthier perspective, bringing in the equality. So I'm not saying that crying is a weakness. I'm not saying that shouting is a weakness. I'm saying when a certain kind of person comes in and sees you crying, do they use that against you to their advantage? If a certain person sees you arguing and shouting, even though that's the way you do it, is it the kind of person that uses that against you, says kind of things like, see, it's not me shouting, it's you, and then you get more infuriated and frustrated. So getting a catch on those things, getting a grip on those things, getting awareness of those things, and in hindsight, where could you have reacted differently? Where could you have responded differently? And if so, start role-playing it as if you have responded differently, that you can respond differently, and work that muscle within yourself to a higher level of strength, like I said before, to the point that if that situation comes up again, an automatic response is a healthy response. An automatic reaction is a healthy reaction, that you are supporting yourself and not allowing anyone to hook into you and pull you down. Not allowing anyone to distract you or divert you or stop you or block you. It's all there for your empowerment. This is your bonus reading. I hope you're digging it. There is the first reading up just before this in the playlist. You might want to check that one out too. If you haven't subscribed, I really would love you to join us here and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to get a notification of when the next readings are up. And with that, for now, peace and love.